Welcome to Water and Shade, a weekly Wheel of Time talk show where we read the Wheel of Time and talk absolutely ridiculous nonsense.
I'm Sam, and one time this guy fell into my garden, and he's totally sponge-worthy.
And I'm Zoe. I saw a bunch of swirly images when I was at Burning Man, and now I'm going to marry a guy that I'm just not that into.
You are welcome under our roof. If it looks like garbage, that's because it is. Water and shade will be found for you. Today, in the spirit of nostalgia and wishing things were the same way that they were in the 90s, meaning wishing that I was a 6-year-old again.
10.
We're going to delve into the pages of TigerBeat and decide what rad bad stars are perf for parts in the Wheel of Time.
There are a couple of rules for this. We will be putting up a character, and each of us will write down our major 90s crushes to fill that role. If we match, we celebrate, and if we don't, we fight about it.
Now, we are typecasting based on the descriptions from the books. They do not have to be able to play that role. In fact, most of them probably can't. And they don't have to be very good, just typecasts. Around the same age, basic description, and all of that.
All castings have to be super mainstream popular celebrities from the 90s to round out that kick-ass blockbuster movie that you're going to sell your pod collection to go see.
That's worth a lot of money. I still have them.
I actually weep at the fact that they all got thrown in the bin.
Yeah.
Still, I still got these cool jelly bands.
And my American Girl dolls, of which I have several, because I was a white girl who grew up in the 90s.
We've got a few characters to go through, and we're going to try and keep it to the eye of the world, but a couple of others may slip in depending on how we fit. I'm glad you got that. Okay, so let's start with this fabulous image of Randall Thor that is right here.
Randall Thor. All right.
Randall Thor. Who are you casting as Randall Thor? Considering that it's the 90s, maybe sort of like 95 to 97. I know who I'm casting.
I know. Oh, okay.
I know who I'm casting. Okay, let me write this down. And hope that
1990s leading man, teenage crush. Ah!
Yes!
Devin fucking Sawa.
Oh my! But he was also quite good at playing that like angsty, slightly unstable kind of guy. I don't know. It was
so
like
pretty. I would also argue Leonardo DiCaprio is probably a second. I feel like he would be a good, pretty so good, like 90s Leonardo DiCaprio. Our mischievous little matchroom Cawthon.
Yes, I have a feeling this one's gonna cause.
Okay,
this one's gonna cause a fight. I'm trying to like remember how to spell his name, even though it's not a complicated name.
I don't remember this guy's name. I'm just gonna write a vague description. All right, what do we got?
What do we got? Let's go.
I have the moody one for Boy Meets World.
I have
Freddie Prinze Jr.
First of all, he has dark hair, which is going to be the basic 90s requirement to play Matt.
But he's got to have the bowl cut with like the curtain bangs. No,
he had dark hair. He did, and he was generally cast as the good-looking guy, but a little bit of a roguish charm.
But I say this guy from Boy Meets World. I've never actually watched the show because I never really got into it. But you just want to see him.
Yeah, I know
Corey's friend. It's Sean. It's Sean in the show. It's Sean. I just don't know his real name. But he was like, he's like troubled, and he's always getting into trouble, and he's got the curtain bangs, which apparently is what we need. All right,
Okay.
all right. We've talked about it. We've fought about it. Let's move on to the other Taviran, Perrin Abara. Who you got? So,
No, I think he'd get cast as a buff guy. You knew what this was.
apparently I didn't. All right, I said post-Goonies, pre-Lord of the Rings, Sean Astin. Because why's it gotta be fat?
Since Marcus got cast as Perrin, all I've heard about is his arms aren't big enough. His arms aren't big. Literally, that is like all I fucking hear. And so, you know, Mario Lopez.
That's
his
not
arms
really
are
what they're
fucking big
complaining
enough.
about. Let's be real. That's not what they're complaining about.
Egwene Alvear. Who are you casting as Egwene? Considering that it's the 90s.
My pick for Gwen Alvear in 1990s is probably Katie Holmes before she joined a cult.
You know, at this, I'm thinking like mid-90s, she was quite young and she was like in like Jumanji and Interview with a Vampire, and I fucking loved those films so much. And okay, I know she's blonde and I know people are gonna be like, Egwene can't be blonde. Fucking hair dye exists in the 90s. Just, you know, calm down, Beyonce.
All right.
Okay, this is my favorite character in the Wheel of Time. Nynaeve. This is like a difficult one for me to cast, but we have to go there. We have to think about it. And she can't act for shit. And she's terrible. Like, she's a terrible person as well. But still, I'm going to go for it anyway, just because, you know, fuck it, it's the 90s. And I know she would have been cast just because everything in the 90s was so whitewashed. And she's white, but she kind of looks a little bit racially ambiguous. So I'm going with Jessica Alba.
All right. My
Yes.
pick for Nynaeve would be, I don't know her name, but I'll say the brown-haired girl from Baywatch who was also on Nash Bridges.
The one that was like really, really hot and then did like a shit ton of coke.
Yeah.
The 90s.
Just like in the book.
It's canon, look it up.
So let's move into Lady Gandalf.
Because this person is just like fucking awesome and she knows archery and she's like a genius.
Okay.
Who are you going for?
I kind of think we might have the same one on this one then. You said genius.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1.
Yes. Yes.
100%.
I love Gina Davis.
I love Gina Davis.
Very
You know who would have got cast though for Moraine? It would have been fucking Meg Ryan, because she was cast for everything.
No, she'd be as like Nynaeve. They would have stuck her in as Nynaeve because she's the romantic.
They just could have given her every role because she's Meg Ryan, bitch. Should we do Lan?
Yeah, let's do Lan.
Let's do Lan. This is a tough one for Lan.
Lan from
actually.
the 90s.
I don't know if I can like settle on.
I'm gonna put who I think should be cast as Lan, not who probably would be cast as Lan.
Okay, I'm gonna go with that because this was like my like childhood crush. My taste has not changed since I was like 6.
All right.
And I still have the same crush on this person that I had when I was a child. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1.
Don Johnson.
Michael Keaton.
I love Michael Keaton.
Hot. Well, no
He's
one thought
really
of him
great.
as no one thought of him as Batman, and yet he made the best Batman. So I'm just putting it out there.
I said Don Johnson because I'm on an Nash Bridges kick, apparently. Because in the mid-90s, he probably would have needed a kick in his pants for his career. After Miami Vice, in his Sonny Crockett years, and before he bought his Barracuda and became Nash Bridges, he would have been in Wheel of Time and been Lan and Dragon.
Let's move on, and let's talk Min. I know who this is, like 100%. This is like the way to make me love Min.
Okay.
Are you ready? Her
Yeah.
whole life is a dark room one big dark room.
Oh! The hair.
Yes. Yes.
Oh man, she would be a great Min. She'd be so great. Oh,
And she has range. She can play the sweet girl next door, and she can play the weirdo. And I love Winona Ryder.
all right.
Okay.
Well, we're on the subject of Rand's ladies, so let's talk about Elaine Tricand. That's a Kirsten Dunst one. I'll give you a better one though.
Yeah, I've got one.
All right,
Are you ready? You ready, kids?
Let's play. Cher fucking Horowitz.
This is my Elaine.
That's so much better. That's so much better. I said Reese Witherspoon. It's Cher fucking Horowitz is Elaine Tricand.
I want to be 5'10",
Absolutely.
just like Cindy Crawford.
Did we do? Well, let's do Avienda first. I need to think about Gawain, so let's do Avienda first because I know a good.
Okay, I know.
Avienda. Okay, I don't know these people's names. I should have done some research, but let's talk about my pick for
Water and
Avienda.
Shade, the show where we do absolutely no fucking research beforehand because we're just trying to drink. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, my pick would be the girl from My Girl. Because
I love her.
I really love her. I think she would have been too young then. But
Maybe.
I really like her as like a grown up, and she's a star from the 90s, so I'm gonna give her that one. I don't know her name. I'll figure it out.
I'm going with Gabrielle Union. Okay.
Because she's the token ethnic person.
Yes. Because you probably noticed that this cast is so far very, very whitewashed. But it's the 90s, and this is, we're keeping we're staying true to accuracy. Yes. Avienda is a girl from a foreign land. So I feel like she would be the token ethnicity casting. And I friggin' love this girl. Like she's got incredible attitude. I just love her attitude in everything I see. And I don't even care, but Bring It On is still one of my favorite movies of all time.
Let's go back to Gawain.
I'll let you
I thought about it.
Okay.
And you're gonna hit me. You're gonna reach your hand across the Atlantic Ocean and most of America and slap me in the face while you call my dad a racist. Was my life from 1998 through 2001 inclusive, and that is Olive Hansen with different wigs. Do it, just slap me.
Okay, guys. It's been a good run, but I think this show's over. Okay. This is a personal attack.
Fine, they can play Elaine instead.
I just wrote come in.
You mean cumin?
Come in.
My head hurts. I have my light covering part of the screen, and all I saw was the word "God." And I thought you were just like, a stained bed sheet can play Go. I'm broken. In sum, we have come to realize that all of the Wheel of Time can be cast using the Spice Girls in different wigs. Cause if you want to be loose Baron, gotta get in Rand's head. Break the world forever till the pattern ends. Oh, that's our promo, bitch.
So if you've enjoyed this show, consider subscribing to our channel. And if you've really, really, really enjoyed this show, you can get bonus footage over on our Patreon at Water and Shade.
Shade! Until next time, may you always find water and shade.
It's Christmas, bitch.